What if one of the biggest forces behind your financial decisions isn't logic, discipline, or intelligence, but dopamine? Most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, but that's not exactly true. Dopamine is more about anticipation, motivation, and the feeling of wanting something. And that matters a lot in finance, because money decisions are rarely just about numbers. They're about emotion, expectation, reward, and impulse. Every time you check your portfolio, refresh a stock app, buy something online, or think, just one more trade, dopamine may be playing a bigger role than you realize. Let's start with investing. Imagine you buy a stock and it suddenly jumps 8% in a day. That win feels exciting. Your brain registers that event as a reward, and dopamine strengthens the association. Do that again. That's where things get dangerous, because your brain may stop focusing on good decisions and start chasing exciting outcomes. This is one reason people overtrade, not necessarily because they have a solid strategy, but because uncertainty plus possible reward creates a powerful dopamine loop. It's the same psychological mechanism behind gambling. You don't get hooked only by winning. You get hooked by the possibility of winning. And financial markets are full of possibility. A stock could explode tomorrow. Crypto could double overnight. An options trade could turn small money into big money. That uncertainty is like fuel for the brain. The more unpredictable the reward, the more stimulating it can become. And that's exactly why risky financial behavior can feel so attractive. Now think about spending. Why do people buy things they don't need? Part of the answer is dopamine. Often, the strongest hit doesn't come when you finally own the product. It comes before that, while browsing, comparing, imagining, and clicking "buy now." In other words, your brain may reward the chase more than the purchase itself. That's why impulse shopping is so common. Flash sales, limited offers, countdown timers, app notifications, they're not random. They are designed to activate urgency, anticipation, and reward expectation. In simple terms, modern finance and modern marketing both know how to press the brain's dopamine buttons. And social media makes this even worse. Today, financial content is everywhere. People post giant profits, luxury lifestyles, day-in-the-life clips, and screenshots of fast gains. That creates comparison. Comparison creates desire, and desire pushes action. Suddenly, you're not investing based on your goals. You're reacting to stimulation. That's when people take trades they don't understand, copy strangers online, or spend money just to feel temporarily better. The problem is that dopamine is great at pushing action, but terrible at guaranteeing wisdom. It can make you feel certain when you should be cautious. It can make short-term rewards feel more important than long-term stability. And that is one of the biggest hidden enemies of financial health. So how do you fight it? First, create distance between impulse and action. If you want to buy something, wait. If you want to place a trade, pause. Even a short delay can reduce emotional intensity and let your rational thinking catch up. Second, automate good decisions. Automatic investing, automatic saving, and spending limits reduce the number of moments where emotion can hijack your choices. Third, stop rewarding yourself for excitement. Reward yourself for consistency. A boring financial plan is often a good one. Building wealth usually doesn't feel thrilling. It feels repetitive, slow, and sometimes even a little dull. But dull is often what works. And finally, be careful what you expose your brain to. If your feed constantly shows hype, luxury, and fast wins, it becomes harder to think clearly. Your financial decisions start getting shaped by stimulation instead of strategy. So, no, dopamine isn't evil. It helps drive motivation, learning, and action. But if you don't understand how it influences your money decisions, you can end up chasing feelings instead of building wealth. And that may be the most expensive chemical reaction in your life.